Alright, so it's been a while, people. And full disclosure, I just got my job back. I got technically fired, but like they didn't want to get rid of me. I just screwed up and was late one too many times. I don't have an attendance problems, but now because of this, the store I work at thinks I have an attendance issue, and I don't. In 6 years of working fast food, I missed maybe 5 or 6 days. And that's, as a manager, I take that serious, and a lot of times I was left with zero options. Is we know you're sick, we know you don't feel good, but there's nobody to replace you tonight. So, I haven't been able to be consistent in my videos because I have a lack of time, and I won't say lack of privacy, but like for certain the Wi-Fi is weak. Like it's not the Wi-Fi we were dealing with last time, and we're not working with the space that we were working with last time. We have resorted to moving in with my mother against all odds. That was not on my to-do list. That was not in the cards. As far as moving back to Indiana was concerned, that was not one of the options. So, I'm missing my hat, so you get to deal with this. So anyway, we are on a house hunt. This has been so fucking difficult because near this time last year, we went from our house of 5 years. 5 years we lived in the same house. Paid the rent, paid all the utilities. Like, I was making $725 when we got this house, and when we left I was making $10.25. Yeah, so I was making substantially more, $3 more, and we decided to go to what we thought was going to be a cheaper option, and ultimately it was not. It put us so far in debt, and what's bad is we went from that house to a nice trailer. Like, it was a decent trailer park, it wasn't trashy, tons of Mexicans, and it was a nice trailer. It wasn't the best one we looked at, but it was the most affordable. It was $850, and it was $850 plus water. Well, in 5 years of living in that house, I had a pool that we filled up. Like, it was like a 3.5-foot pool. I filled it up with water. That month that I filled it with water, my water bill didn't go over $70, $80, something like that. So why, within the first month, was my water bill $200? I went from paying $680 a month for rent and like $40 for water with the pool to almost to $1,000. And when we finally just left, I had like $1,200 due. It's like, that doesn't add up. And I kept, we were telling them there's something wrong with the toilets, they're running all the time, water should not be this much, not for a trailer, bro. And basically they said, tough shit, you gotta pay it. So I had an eviction on my name. Second house we ever had, and I got an eviction on it. They were wrong, just so you know. And we went from that decent trailer to a 2-bedroom apartment in a very bad side of town. It's not like a bad side of town. It's like a bad wart on the good side of town, basically. It was just in like we were there a month, and I was like, I'm really sorry, guys. Like this, I know this isn't what we had planned. I know this isn't what we want. And like a month of that, and they had gotten rid of a lot of the bad stuff. And I was like, this ain't that bad. It's starting to turn around. When we decided to leave there and come back to Indiana, uh, apparently they had decided at that time to move a whole new slew of crackheads in upstairs. So we got out of that just in time, but they knew that we were looking at moving because they had told us that we could get out of our lease simply by saying that we didn't feel safe. Well, teenagers driving a pickup truck into a building and a black dude chasing people up and down the walkway with a gun and knives and shit. Like, yeah, we didn't feel comfortable. So we got out of that one. However, the trailer has been just looming over us, been really sticking a wrench in our gears. So now we're hoping. It's been a year since the trailer. It's been about 3 months since a year and 3 months since the trailer of last year, and evictions last a year. So we're hoping that that's done. We were able to find the record, so I don't think it was. If you have any clues on it, I'd love some help. But yeah, I just got my Walmart job back. Tiff is working on some extra money for her unless we could find the right place, which we found this amazing place. It was listed as 3-bedroom, 2-story, full-size basement. We walk into this place, it looks like shit, but it's such beautiful shit. It's got like a window out in one of the bedrooms. It's actually like 5 bedrooms. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs. There's 2 bedrooms downstairs. The only thing is one of those bedrooms doesn't have a closet. That's why it's not a bedroom. And then you go in the basement, and like there's a whole open area in the middle where there's a water heater and a furnace and everything else. And then there's a room off to the side. No closet, but there's a room off to the side. And then in the back, like further down from that, is a laundry room with like a built-in table into the wall so you can fold clothes and stuff. It's incredible, and it's lease to own for $505 a month. I paid $680 and all utilities with internet for 5 years. $505 a month, and I could do anything I want. That house we had, we didn't even really put that much stuff on the wall because it was rent. Like, it was just a rental, and the landlord was a bitch, and she wouldn't let us really do anything. And we just quit asking her at one point because we weren't even on a lease after the first year. It came time to sign a new lease, and she was like, well, let's just have a verbal agreement to go off of the standing lease. And I was like, okay, fine. So when shit started happening, I had to remind her, we're not on lease. And even after we moved out, she tried to get lawyers in there. She had lawyers going through the place for damages. I was like, we were there for 5 years. You didn't put any money in. Anytime the furnace broke down, which was every summer, once a summer, furnace broke down, she bitched at us about it breaking. Or I'm sorry, the every summer was the air conditioner, every winter was the furnace, and she bitched like we were wrong for turning it on. And she's like, I don't know what you guys are doing. We're turning it on. It's fucking cold or it's hot. Like, we didn't do anything other than standard operating. Like, so stupid. It was such fucking bullshit. And so this place, like, we could do anything, but if the furnace goes out, we're in charge of fixing it. I'm okay with that, as long as I can do it my way. Because that furnace she had, pretty sure she had to replace it. It was wired through the attic with an extension cord. It wasn't even the proper cords. It was an extension cord. And then, so, like, they had to replace all that, and she thought that was my fault, because I fucking wired it before I moved in, apparently. And then, like, the furnace was from the 80s. Like, every repairman that came out told her she needs to replace it, and she wouldn't do it. And I think they finally made her replace it before she put it back on the market. And then when she put it back on the market, it stood empty for so long. It's hilarious. But this place is amazing. Like, I see so much potential in this place. And now for the rub. We took the kids out of one school and put them into this school, which is out here by my mom's, which is a small farm school, and they love it. They were nervous, but they love it. Now we gotta move them to another one, possibly. That's all I really want to say. See if I can get a couple more of these before too long. Just hang in there, everybody. I'll be back. I promise. I promise.